One of the scariest guys in the world right now is this guy, Artur Beterbiev, and he's the light heavyweight champion, and nobody wants to fight him. He's 19-0 with 19 knockouts.
I mean, he's just doing an interview right now. There's no marks on his face. It just shows, I mean, this guy's an animal.
Because I was holding it on my head, and he was beating on my hand.
And that's why you got the bruise there as well.
Yeah, this is why I felt like my arm, my hand came inside of my head, you know, from the power.
Artur Beterbiev is one of the most feared fighters in boxing, and those who have faced him understand why. His power is on another level, leaving opponents battered and broken. Dmitry Bivol, an elite light heavyweight, shared his experience of sparring with Beterbiev, revealing just how brutal his punches are. Bivol recalled that while trying to protect his head, his thumb became swollen from absorbing Beterbiev's punches. He described the force as overwhelming, saying it felt like his hand was being driven into his own skull. This kind of raw power is what makes Beterbiev so terrifying. Opponents don't just worry about losing to him, they fear the physical toll of enduring his punches. His ability to break down even the toughest fighters mentally and physically is why many hesitate to step into the ring with him. Beterbiev isn't just strong, he's a nightmare to fight.
Very strong punches, right hand, even through my left. I have, you see my thumb is swollen because I was holding it on my head, and he was beating on my hand.
And that's why you got the bruise there as well.
Yeah, this is why I felt like my arm, my hand came inside of my head, you know, from the power.
Joe Rogan breaks down why fighters avoid facing Artur Beterbiev. He points out that Beterbiev has been unstoppable, winning all his fights with pure dominance. Rogan emphasizes that no one has been able to survive against him in the ring. He also mentions Beterbiev's appearance, noting his thick beard, which is common among many Muslim fighters. This, combined with his fearsome fighting style, makes him look even more intimidating. Rogan highlights that Beterbiev isn't just powerful, he is a relentless force that overwhelms opponents. His reputation alone is enough to make fighters think twice before stepping into the ring with him.
One of the scariest guys in the world right now is this guy, Artur Beterbiev, and he's the light heavyweight champion, and nobody wants to fight him. He's 19-0 with 19 knockouts. No one survives. And he's got this seek and destroy style that's absolutely terrifying. He just comes at guys and never backs up, and he looks like a fucking terrifying human. He's built like a tank with that lower beard that Muslims have. You know, he's just a monster, man.
Amir Khan was in awe after witnessing Artur Beterbiev's performance, calling him an absolute beast in the ring. Speaking to fans after the fight, Khan admitted that he initially believed Dmitry Bivol had the skill and game plan to win. However, after watching Beterbiev in action, his entire perspective changed. He emphasized that this was the first time he had truly watched Beterbiev fight, and the experience left him stunned. Khan praised Beterbiev's near-flawless performance, describing him as punched perfect throughout the match. He highlighted Beterbiev's incredible ability to land devastating shots while maintaining a strong defensive posture. Unlike most fighters who take damage in high-level battles, Beterbiev came out of the fight virtually unmarked. In contrast, Bivol's face showed clear signs of damage, proving just how powerful Beterbiev's punches were. One of the most striking aspects of Beterbiev's style, according to Khan, was his balance of power and precision. He wasn't just a reckless brawler, he was calculated, methodical, and destructive. His punches weren't wild swings, they were well-placed, technical, and incredibly effective. Khan was especially impressed by Beterbiev's ability to generate massive power with both hands, making him a constant threat in every exchange.
First time going.
Pro boxing fans, Amir Khan, just give me your thoughts, man. Artur Beterbiev becoming the undisputed champion. Give me your thoughts, bro.
Amazing fight, man. Honestly, I have to say that both fighters fought at their skin. Honestly, put big shots was landing. Big shots were getting defended. I mean, but one thing I can say, it's the first time I saw Artur fight Beterbiev. What a beast he is. I mean, look, I thought Bivol was going to go into this fight and win this fight. But after watching this fight and watching him fight how he fought, what a beast he is. Honestly, like, there's no one beating him. The guy was punch perfect, great defense, it's very strong, hits hard with both hands. And you can see how marked up Bivol was. I mean, look at Artur now. I mean, he's just doing an interview right now. There's no marks on his face. It just shows, I mean, this guy's an animal.
Beyond his offensive skills, Khan also acknowledged Beterbiev's defensive capabilities. Many fans associate Beterbiev with sheer knockout power, But Khan pointed out that his defense is equally impressive. His ability to absorb pressure without taking much visible damage proves his skill in avoiding clean shots. This durability and resilience make him even more dangerous because opponents can't rely on wearing him down. By the end of his analysis, Khan was convinced that Beterbiev is nearly unbeatable at 175 pounds. He stressed that, after watching this fight, he couldn't see anyone posing a legitimate threat to him in the division. His combination of power, skill, and endurance makes him a nightmare for any challenger. For Khan, this fight was a revelation. He went in expecting one outcome, but left with a newfound respect for Beterbiev's dominance. He called him a complete fighter, someone who has the potential to reign supreme for years to come. Artur Beterbiev is a rare force in boxing. A unified light heavyweight champion with an unmatched level of power, he leaves opponents and sparring partners in awe. His ability to break down fighters with sheer force is something that people inside the sport talk about constantly. His sparring partners give some of the most shocking insights into his power. Trainer John Scully has spoken with many of them, and their descriptions are jaw-dropping. Lionel Thompson, a skilled fighter himself, once said that sparring with Beterbiev was worse than getting hit by a car. That's not an exaggeration. It's the reality of what it feels like to take punches from him. Even in training, Beterbiev has to be careful. While preparing for his fight against Marcus Brown, they focused heavily on his left hook to the body. On the mitts, he was cracking with full power, but in sparring, he held back. When Scully told him to punch harder, Beterbiev simply replied, "If I do that, everybody goes home." That's how dangerous his punches are. If he went all out, there wouldn't be anyone left to train with. His power isn't just about brute force, it's precise, controlled, and overwhelming. That's why fighters respect and fear him at the same time.
So we're here with Artur Beterbiev trainer John Scully. Man, tell me...
assistant trainer.
Assistant trainer, sorry. I see you holding the pads, so you're getting the hard work on the hands, I see. Man, what's talk about his power? Obviously 17-0, 17 knockouts. I want to say, at least from my recollection, I don't know another unified light heavyweight champion who's been undefeated and had 100% knockout ratio.
Right. Yeah. I don't remember any. He well, I always tell people whenever they ask me about his power, I always tell them this. I talk to the sparring partners because I drive them to the gym and take them back, and they all just, the descriptions they give me. One guy, well, I'll tell you what, Lonnie Davis, they call him Lonnie B, Lionel Thompson. He will tell you himself. He said he got hit by a car a few years ago. He said sparring with Artur was worse than getting hit by a car.
Oh, wow.
So once I heard that, I said, okay, now I see why everybody's, talking like they do.
Mickey Bay believes Artur Beterbiev is the best fighter at 175 pounds. If he had to bet, he would pick Beterbiev over anyone in the division. While he acknowledges that Dimitri Bivol is more skilled, he still gives the edge to Beterbiev because of his incredible power and toughness. Bay has spoken to multiple fighters who have shared the ring with Beterbiev, and they all say the same thing. His punching power is unreal. For years, he's heard stories about the kind of damage Beterbiev can do, and those stories have stuck with him. According to Bay, Beterbiev isn't just a power puncher, he has real skills too, making him even more dangerous. When asked about Joe Smith Jr.'s chances against Beterbiev, Bay didn't hesitate. He respects Smith's toughness, but from everything he knows about Beterbiev, he doesn't see Smith winning. The things he's heard from fighters who have been in the ring with Beterbiev remind him of the way people used to talk about prime Mike Tyson. That level of fear and respect is rare in boxing, and it's why Bay considers Beterbiev the most dangerous fighter in the light heavyweight division. Joe Rogan had high praise for Artur Beterbiev, calling him one of the most terrifying boxers in the sport. He described Beterbiev's raw power, endurance, and relentless fighting style, highlighting a brutal training session where Beterbiev swung a sledgehammer at a tire for a full hour. Rogan was in awe, stating that fighters like Beterbiev are built differently. He emphasized that Beterbiev is a rare kind of knockout artist, boasting a perfect record of 19 wins, all by knockout. Even when opponents cover up, his punches still manage to rattle them, proving the sheer story of a highly skilled professional boxer who was invited to spar with Beterbiev. The boxer initially believed he could handle the challenge, but the moment Beterbiev landed a punch, everything changed. The impact was so overwhelming that he described it as an out-of-body experience, unlike anything he had ever felt before. Rogan broke down how Beterbiev's punches are short and compact, yet devastatingly powerful. Instead of relying on flashy combinations, He uses basic but brutally effective 1-2 strikes to dismantle his opponents. Another aspect Rogan admired was Beterbiev's ability to wear down his opponents by attacking their arms, similar to Canelo Alvarez. Over time, this strategy breaks down an opponent's ability to defend themselves, making them vulnerable to knockout blows. Despite being nearly 40 years old, Beterbiev still has incredible stamina, as seen in his grueling 12-round fight with Dimitri Bivol. Rogan expressed his excitement for their rematch, recognizing Beterbiev's relentless aggression and his elite boxing skills. In Rogan's eyes, Beterbiev isn't just a great fighter. He's a force of nature, a relentless destroyer whose power and endurance make him one of the most feared boxers in history. Beterbiev isn't just one of the most dominant boxers in the world, he's one of the scariest athletes on the planet. His rise to the top was almost stealth-like, staying under the radar for years while quietly dismantling opponents. At first, he operated in near obscurity, taking out fighters without drawing much mainstream attention. But as the bodies piled up, people started to notice. Once they did, challengers came forward believing they could be the one to stop him. Yet, time and time again, they all met the same fate: destruction. Pro analysts break down how Beterbiev embodies the definition of insanity in boxing. Fighters watch others fail against him, yet each new opponent convinces themselves they will be different. They believe they have the skill, the endurance, or the strategy to beat him, only to suffer the same brutal outcome. Beterbiev's relentless domination has led him to collect 3 of the 4 major belts in the light heavyweight division, solidifying his place as one of the most feared men in the sport. Now, the next challenger stepping into the storm is former super middleweight world champion Callum Smith. But the question remains, what does Smith believe he has that others didn't? What makes him think he can withstand the power, precision, and sheer violence that Beterbiev brings? History suggests the outcome may already be written, yet the cycle continues, with new fighters lining up for their chance, only to leave the ring battered and broken. Beterbiev's aura isn't just about his skills, it's about the fear he instills in opponents. He doesn't need to talk trash or seek attention. His performances speak louder than words. He is a silent destroyer, an unstoppable force, and the ultimate nightmare for anyone daring to challenge him. At 175 pounds, Artur Beterbiev remains unbeaten, and many believe no one can defeat him in this division. Experts and professionals acknowledge his dominance, calling him a true beast in the weight class. Even Canelo Alvarez, if he were to challenge Beterbiev, would face an incredibly difficult task, just as Dimitri Bivol did. Beterbiev's combination of power, skill, and relentless pressure makes him a nightmare for any opponent. Fighters who step into the ring with him often struggle to withstand his punches. As some have said, anyone who fights Beterbiev at 175 is likely to end up knocked out.
We already know David wants to fight the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev. But Nez, I'm going to be the first one to tell you this, but I know you're going to disagree with me. Nobody's beating Artur Beterbiev at 175, bro. Nobody. David to get his ass knocked out. Bivol is going to get his ass knocked out. And if Canelo want that smoke at 175, Canelo would get knocked out by Beterbiev. But Beterbiev is the best boxer at 175. He's a beast, Nez. My nigga be chopping trees when he training for fights, man. Beterbiev is that nigga, man. I know he's old. Y'all niggas, he's old. Bruh, I don't give a fuck, bruh. Everybody that stepped in the ring with him, they went to sleep.
Artur Beterbiev is all business when it comes to boxing. People might imagine a serious athlete, but he takes it to another level. His focus on details and discipline is unmatched. Every aspect of his life, what he eats, how many hours he sleeps, how he trains, is dedicated to boxing. There's no wasted time, no distractions, no nonsense. When it's time to work, he works with full intensity. In training, there's no room for laziness or foolishness. Every decision he makes is calculated to improve his performance in the ring. That's just who he is. Methodical, precise, and relentless. But outside of training, he's a completely different person. Artur has a sharp, unique sense of humor and loves to joke around. He enjoys life and the people around him, making for a fun and interesting atmosphere when he's not in fight mode. That contrast is what makes him special. Inside the gym, he's a machine, focused, disciplined, and all about the work. Outside of it, he's warm, entertaining, and full of personality. But no matter what, everything he does is with one goal in mind: to be the best boxer in the world.
Like people can imagine, but he's serious in the sense of details and the discipline that he put for his work. And we don't losing time with stupidity around the training. Like, it's very, very, every decision that he make is for boxing. What he eat, how hours of sleep he have, everything is for boxing. Outside of that, he's very fun guy, like to be around. He's making joke, very special sense of humor, and it's fun. It's fun to be around.
Interesting. Yeah, he, like I've always felt like, talking to Arthur is like kind of like a lost cause at this point because he doesn't put up with guys like me very well. So we'll go to the man behind the man there.
Outside of the ring, Artur Beterbiev is a disciplined and respectful individual. According to his trainer, John Scully, Beterbiev lives a clean lifestyle. He doesn't drink, party, or engage in any distractions that could take away from his focus. His dedication extends beyond boxing. It's a reflection of his character and values. Despite his intimidating presence in the ring, those who know him personally describe him as calm, humble, and good-hearted. He carries himself with quiet confidence and treats people with respect, regardless of their background. Even though he is a devout Muslim, he has a deep respect for American culture and those around him. His faith plays a significant role in his discipline and lifestyle choices, but it never creates barriers between him and others. Many who meet Beterbiev are surprised by the contrast between his fearsome reputation in the ring and his gentle nature outside of it. Scully emphasizes that while his physical appearance and fighting style might make him seem intimidating, he is a genuinely kind and approachable person. His dedication to his craft, combined with his strong moral values, makes him not only a great fighter but also a respected figure outside of boxing.
Just tell us, what is the man like behind that persona that we're told?
In everyday life, he's very quiet, but in the gym, he's a really good guy. I'm struck by him, how he's a very good person, a really decent person. He doesn't drink, he doesn't go out to clubs, he's just a family-oriented guy. So I almost didn't go because somebody told me, they said, I don't know, him being a Muslim, he may not respect you like as an American or non-Muslim or something. But I went, and right away we started the pads, the first round, and we clicked almost instantly. He does some stuff, man, like I don't even know how it's possible. He twirls that bar around. It looks like it weighs 5 pounds the way he does it, but it weighs like 45 pounds, and he does it like it's a toothpick. He's unnaturally strong.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.